Well, a very, very good evening, Dirtfish friends. It's Saturday evening in the beautiful town of Alghero. Would you believe this is the service park? What a view, looking out over the marina and the ancient walled town of Alghero itself. Look at that, just behind me, that is our WRC service park. Really, it's actually quite nice to get a little bit of peace and quiet and calmness at the end of what has been one heck of a frantic day here in Sardinia. What did we have today? Well, we had 8 stages. It was the same format as yesterday. They ran 2 stages and then straight back in for the second pass. So they did that twice today. We had 149 kilometers. Temperatures weren't too bad. We went up into the center of the island. Previous years, it's touched 40 degrees up there, probably around 25, 26 degrees today. So it was a very pleasant day for rallying. But my goodness, on the stages, it was hot and it was frantic. Overnight, Sébastien Ogier led the way. But he went into that opening stage, picked up a puncture early on this morning, and it was game on without Tanak. That lead changed hands each stage through the opening loop this morning. But in the afternoon, well, things turned around, and they turned around for a reason which we will come to a little bit later on in this programme. But at the end of the day, the man who leads by 17.1 seconds, it's Sébastien Ogier.
I didn't really care what I heard about anybody. You know, I just focused on myself like I always do, and that was the best thing to do. I kept doing my race, focusing on the feeling I have in the car, and the afternoon was finally very enjoyable to drive, and compared to the morning, which was just about surviving. So no, I enjoyed this loop, and it's nice also that we managed to create a gap for tomorrow. I had more or less fixed this puncture tire from the morning, but only to make a road section basically. I couldn't have used it for a stage. Yeah, in this moment I was just looking for the finish. It was not fun to drive really. But on the other hand, the afternoon was so much better. Montelerno, I never seen it in such a good condition like this afternoon. Like you could really focus on the driving without thinking about the rough, and that's the condition I love the most.
Plan for tomorrow?
Of course, the most important would be to secure the win for sure, but to have some kind of reward of winning the rally, especially for my team in terms of points, we need to keep a reason because otherwise we will end up being maybe the 3rd top scorer or whatever. So it's yeah, the stupidity of our actual situation, but basically we just have to keep doing about the same, that's what we've done so far.
Yeah, great stuff out there today from Sébastien Ogier. He didn't let potentially some shenanigans with the other team really affect his concentration and his focus. He was absolutely on it today. Yes, he had to deal with the punctures early on. Yes, he had to deal with the fact that there were 3 stages that he had to get through without a further puncture. That would have been catastrophic for Ogier, but he is the master, isn't he? He is the champ, and he is the champ for a very, very good reason indeed. He can work his way through problems, difficulties, and challenges better than just about anyone out there. But it's fair to say that perhaps Ogier was helped a touch this afternoon, if we are to believe what Ott Tanak told us, by team orders from Hyundai. Can you believe that? Tanak was absolutely on a flyer this morning. He's in a resurgent vein of form just now. He was brilliant just a few weeks ago in Portugal. Take out that puncture just before lunchtime on Saturday and Tanak would have pushed Ogier all the way in Portugal. Looked like we were on for a similar thing here today with those lead changes early on this morning. And then at lunchtime, what does Tanak tell us? The team have told him not to risk it, not to fight, not to take the challenge to Sébastien Ogier. And therefore, in the afternoon, well, that's exactly what he did. I have to say I'm a little bit perplexed by those team orders. I do understand them. I do understand the focus this year for, well, both Toyota and in particular Hyundai is the manufacturer's title. But the team order out there surely should have been to Thierry Neuville. He had a blinding opening 3 stages. He made up 2 positions. He built a really comfortable cushion between himself and the chasing duo of Danny Sordo and Takamoto Katsuta. He was never going to catch the 2 in front. Surely the order after 3 stages this morning to Neuville should have been throttle back, hold on to this position, you've done the hard work. But 4th stage of the morning, stage 8 of the rally, too hot into a right-hander, and he disappeared off the stage, and it was the end of his day. Could have big ramifications, couldn't it, in terms of the title fight? It really could. We'll see him tomorrow, that's for sure. There's no damage in particular to that car. We will see Neuville back out tomorrow. But, as I say, the question for me has to be, did the team orders come too late, and were they the wrong team orders? That debate will go on, I'm quite sure. What does that mean then in terms of who's sitting in third place at the end of Saturday? Well, it's Danny Sordo. It's that man who is the perennial podium place sitter. He really is just fantastically consistent and reliable. But you know what? Hasn't been an easy day out there for Danny Sordo.
It was quite a good day. Okay, we have a little bit lucky, and some ones they went out and others hit something. But it's race, and we need to be there. And for sure, you need to be intelligent in this type of rallies. And if you are not capable to fight with Ogier or Tanak, you need to stay there.
Yeah, fair play to Danny Sordo. Do you know what? He is the ultimate professional. He is the ultimate team player. Quite clearly, he wasn't comfortable out there this morning. It was a real struggle for him just to find any feeling in that car, just to get any response out of that car this morning. But he stuck at it. Others made mistakes, others fell by the wayside, and he stuck at it. Found some pace in the afternoon, secured that third place over, well, it's Elfyn Evans, but we'll come to that as well in a minute. Really great day out there, I think, for Danny Sordo. So why was Danny Sordo in third place? Well, I'll tell you why. He wasn't in third place at the lunchtime regroup. That position was held by Takamoto Katsuta, who was going reasonably well, you'd have to say. Another driver who dug deep this morning, really dug deep, didn't feel comfortable with the car. They were tough conditions out there this morning. The Tula Arula stage, Sebastian Ogier said, was one of the worst stages he has ever driven. It was about survival. And you know what? Takamoto was doing that. He was looking after his car. We saw him in regroup. Yeah, he was a little bit excitable. It hadn't gone his way. He was struggling a little bit to find the feeling in the car, but he had no real concerns, and he was sitting in a strong third place. Went from the regroup into tyre zone. An oil leak seemed to appear somewhere in the tyre fitting zone. It then got worse as he made his way towards the stage, and he retired partway through what was stage 9 of the rally. A massive, massive disappointment for Takamoto and for Toyota. As I said there, fourth place, Elfyn Evans. What a tough day it's been for Elfyn. I suppose the one high point, final stage of the day, he won that one. Other than that, it was awful. I never like to be overly critical, but I don't think we can describe it as anything other than awful. Adrien Fourmaux, first on the road until he had his problems, was quicker than Elfyn Evans. Evans really was only quicker for the majority of the day than the rookie driver, Gregoire Munster. Not where Elfyn wants to be, and it's not where we know he should be. You know, he should be absolutely at the front, fighting for podiums, fighting for wins. It's a very difficult period right now for Elfyn Evans. He cannot wait, I'm sure, to get onto that fast gravel and to hopefully rediscover, his love of that Yaris, because right now he doesn't love it at all, and it doesn't love him. The two of them just aren't getting on right now, and that is a very difficult situation for Elfyn and for Toyota.
Yeah, it's not been not the best event. It's been in Portugal, it was difficult. It's been a bit difficult here, but in one way I give respect to him that when it doesn't go well, he's still driving consistently. What I did in the past is when it didn't go well, I attack more, and usually it was ended up crashing. So in that sense, he understands the value of the points for the championship. But you can't become a world champion without victories. This is also at the same time the reality. And so what I see with Elfyn is he doesn't have that relaxed feeling for the driving at the moment. I think it's overall he has been thinking about the championship and the points too much, that you lose the natural ability to drive, because if your mind is occupied, you don't do natural movement. And I think this is the problem at the moment. So maybe hopefully now when Thierry has been going off today, it opens the door for the championship for Elfyn, but at the same time we need to find him a bit more relaxed feeling.
Fourmaux, what were his problems out there? Plentiful, many and plentiful Fourmaux problems. Again, he was quick, he was really quick through the opening 2 stages. First on the road, really quick, picked up some issues with the brakes on that car. He then picked up further issues. It was a day that was never really going to be too important for Mo, other than that we know he was testing parts on that car ahead of potentially a big push tomorrow for extra points. But a disappointing day for Fourmaux. He wanted to find a little bit of consistency, regularity in the stages, and he wasn't able to do that because of the issues that he had to deal with.
I'm quite happy with our pace when we were first on the road, but also when we have lost time. So then after we were quite far on the road position. So I think our time was really interesting, and the pace was showing some really good and strong pace. I'm just a bit frustrated sometimes with the car. We had so many technical issues. Front roll bar, rear roll bar, both are broken. So it was like driving a boat. But then the front roll bar, when it breaks, it have damaged the brake pipe. So then that's why I lost the brakes in Erolatula. So a really challenging day. We were working on the car at between every stage. So yeah, we had a lot of work to do. But okay, it's okay at the end. It's positive because we have managed it. So I think it's still good learning and experience. So yeah.
Well, plenty of drama in the main WRC field to keep us entertained today. It was enormously enjoyable watching the toing and froing, particularly at the head of the field. What about WRC 2? Well, Sami Päiri was the man who was on form yesterday through our opening 4 stages. He continued in that vein of form today. It's been a great drive for Sami Päiri so far here on Sardinia. His lead going into the final 4 stages tomorrow, 54 seconds over the chasing Johan Rosell. Päiri has been magnificent out there. He's looked after his car, he's measured his pace, he's measured his push, and he's reaping the rewards.
Yeah, I had some punctures, but I mean, still it has been a really good day, or good 2 days, and 1 day to go.
Good luck.
Now I need to go, yeah.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
So there we are, folks. It has been the day we kind of hoped for. Plenty to keep us entertained out there in the stages. But who's entertained you the most in the stages today? Has it been Sebastian Ogier? Maybe it's been Danny Sordo. Sami Päiri perhaps has entertained you more than anyone out there today. Do let us know in the comments section below. Who's been your driver of the day? I might share with you mine once we finish this little wrap up in the comments below. I'll put mine there. You put yours there as well. So folks, oh, geez, we've only got, would you believe, 39 kilometres left of this rally. 4 stages on Sunday to complete Rally Sardegna. Don't forget, points are locked in from today. Locked in as long as the drivers finish. Those points are locked in. They're banked. They're on the shelf. I don't know how we put it. Locked in, that's as good a way as I can think of putting it. They're locked in as long as you finish. Tomorrow, we've got 12 points to play for. It's an enormously important day, in particular for Thierry Neuville, perhaps Adrien Fourmaux as well, looking to make the most of what's been a troubling weekend. It might be a short day, but I get the feeling there's plenty to come on the final day here in Rally Italia Sardegna. Folks, thank you very much for coming along for the ride with us today. More to come tomorrow. We'll see you then.